Welcome back to day 2. Yesterday we talked about lifestyle, how social media has been our gateway, but also how that kept us losing ourselves, and we had to go back and align ourselves with the inside and be better with the outside, and one aligned with the outside. Well, having seen these videos, I don't know if you have, but you should see them because Trish Taylor and Leah Picard are just amazing. And then the live guest that we had, Eva Espinosa, who just opened my eyes to what hairdressing can do and the therapeutic level that is still missing in that profession, because she also opened actually a pathway to today's conversation about nature versus nurture, or rather nature or nurture or both. And I just came to see, because both speakers that we have today, especially one of them, is talking about the traditional way of going about your professional lives, and Eva Espinosa has talked about this just the same, and having moved from one country to another country and having to start from scratch, having a tough time starting off and figuring out a way and tapping into a place she would have never thought she would end up, and discovered something totally new, a new way of connecting to our hair, connecting those roots deeper down to our inside, and how that can be the missing part to how to express ourselves and to fulfill the complete us. And today, as I said, it's about nature and nurture. And there's two components about this. One, I'm sitting out here in nature, not only because I love nature and because I think this is one way to connect, but also because it's such an important part of who we are. We are not just humans who came out of a house and here we are living. No, we actually grew up, we're part of nature. We are natural beings. And Cindy Olsen, who is one of the pre-recorded conversations, but it's just so great to re-listen to me as well, is to see how much science there is in these answers that we're looking for, calming down, for finding more calm with our anxiety, stress, depression, you name it. She gives you more insight on how little impact a little bit of nature can do by just being outside 15 to 20 minutes a day, what a change it can do. And then we have Laura Preskin, who doesn't swift away much from her traditional pathway from working in the environment of fashion, but she has found a different way to connecting to herself. Excuse me. It was more about the meditation part that brought her into a deeper connection, realizing what she really wants to do to help the environment, not necessarily the environment, actually the person in the environment. So that's why these two people are just a great add-on to each other and helping each other very well, because one, we have nature that's already existent, and then we have us humans, where Laura brought in some fashion that can help us be safe and protected from the sun. So you'll learn a little bit more. As I said, it's from the fashions, it has to do with clothing, and I would love for you to just see their conversations and learn from how nature and nurture are just so important. And getting a little more into what Laura is talking about, the connection of the two being her fashion driven love, and also the love for safety and protection, is to see how community has been something very important to her, that she created as a mentor. And these two things, nature can be our community and people are our community. And what I love so much about today's day, this part of the holistic healing, but the holistic healing not in the herbal sense, it's more in the accessible sense, in the sense of when we walk outside our doors, if we use our cell phones to connect to other people, how those two can really be a relevant aspect to our life, how it can enrich how we live our lives. In how we can envision a greater sense of living. And these two aspects are just so dear to me because I never realized why I like to be outside or why I love trees so much. And Cindy just gave me more insight of science. And then Laura, I mean, I always loved her being around people, but I never really thought about it of having this healing aspect of it. And especially during these times, I mentioned it yesterday, this pandemic is something that is tearing on our nerves, tearing on our health and just sanity as per se. And so to just focus once again on the simple things in life, to focus on going out in nature, which most of us have done much more than they probably would have otherwise if there wasn't a lockdown in such way, or ways of going out and connecting with people or doing something active. So we are outside more. So this is great. And now you can learn how this has affected you in a positive way. And then about the community aspect is that, yeah, we can go far. I mean, we talked a little bit about it yesterday also. I think Leah is mentioning it. Like, we can go far. And oh, actually, Trish as well. It's like, yes, alone, you always think, yeah, you can do it. You can do it on your own. In the end, we are stronger and better with other people around us that support us in what we do. And that doesn't necessarily mean we have to be exactly the same, but we can learn from each other. And so the idea is really to open our eyes and minds, but especially our hearts. In this segment, we're talking about our hearts a lot. We're talking about connection a lot. And it's just wonderful to me to know that we don't need to go far. We could just open our doors, have conversations, create this community. And as Eva mentioned yesterday, even going to a hairdresser is starting to create communities because you start communicating with your hairdresser. Your hairdresser, he meets or she meets multiple people a day, and they are from the same area. And so you get to know what's happening around there. And so that's like how we should see the use of community today, and to be more compassionate. I mean, this is one part that I really want to drive through this entire summit, is this part of compassion, to really connect with these speakers and hear them out and hear what has happened in their lives that might have not been easy, that might have caused them to look within more and outward to see what opportunities there are. Another aspect that I realized is something that comes with going within and also connecting with nature is creativity. I believe the only reason that we sometimes limit ourselves is because we lost the sense of creativity. If we let our minds be paused and let intuition take over, we have the knowledge. I mean, superpower on day 5, we'll definitely talk about this even more, but this is just the first step when you connect with nature. I know Leah talked a bunch about nature and community already, about the Mayans out in, from the people that created this community of women, and to live with each other and to go to a dead end, but then know that, okay, then we just turn back around and go another way, find another path. And it really has become very important to me and to many people on this panel of speakers to really see how important it is to connect in different ways, to connect with yourself, to connect with others, and in a way to encourage and to enrich our lives in each other's lives. And because today we're going to talk a lot about meditation and peaceful moments, and how, especially for Laura, her brand and the way it has developed has started off because of her increased meditation practice, I would love for you to join me right now in a short breathing practice. And Again, it's nothing you have to do, but it will have some positive effects to realize what is happening up here. Our heads are all over the place. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do it every day at 10 a.m. with you, but if you're willing to, I would love to do this every day with you. So if you come and join me tomorrow, the day after that, and Saturday, I will be here for you. So let's just find a comfortable seated position. Wherever you are, you can have your feet on the ground, cross-legged if you're on the ground. You can close your eyes if you like. Just notice your breath coming in and out. It can come in your nose, out of your nose or mouth. I'm not going to think about anything in particular. We're just breathing. Sometimes that can be difficult. We might have thousands of thoughts. It's like, oh, I don't have time for this. I need to be somewhere else right now. But I'm curious to see, but I don't know. So we might have a lot of conversations within ourselves happening. We just come back to breathing. Focus on your breath. Let that chatter take a pause. And even if you have the feeling of like, I can't do this, just try. You can move that conversation of I can't to let me try. You can move it to just focus on your breath. Slowly open your eyes if you had them closed. And just see how it feels. Do you sense anything? Maybe you feel some peace for just a split second. And again, you might not feel anything. It's something to try out. It has worked for me. It has worked for many people. And I would say everybody on this speakers panel, they all have done meditation, probably on the daily. And it's something that is just so profound because we have all these conversations, and just try it out for a day and speak out when you're by yourself all these thoughts that go into your head and realize how often and how crazy you're actually talking to yourself. And by acknowledging and realizing what kind of conversations we're having, we can then determine how we can shift these conversations in a different direction. Are you talking more negatively to yourself? Are you talking more questioning, like questions to yourself? And by realizing these inner conversations that we're having, we start to have a different idea of what's happening inside. Because these conversations are not just conversations, they're really something. They really have a meaning to it. And the more we realize what is happening up here, and it's not about, I have to sit still now, not necessarily. Of course, it helps. It's a kind of figuring out where is it, what is really happening? Am I restless, trying to get somewhere? And so connecting to these two things that Cindy and Laura are talking about, we really connect to nature and nurture. We're connecting by taking deep breath with the nature of our beings, and we're giving ourselves the nurture of self-care, the nurture of giving appreciation to our breath. And I do not want to forget, we have a very special live guest today, which is Laura Friedman-Kutz, who is an energy bundle. she just jumps off walls. That's what I would describe her like. And I am just super excited to have her here because she probably will bring this all a little bit together, because she can talk about exercise, dance. Dance is she's doing a master in dance. And I met her in February, I think, when I saw her videos on Instagram where she is moving 24/7. Whenever you see something of her other name, her Instagram name. Oh, here she is. Laura.
Hi.
Hello. I just talk about you. Oh my God.
I just got back in.
Ah,
I'm sorry.
let us see you. Ah, there she is. So if you're watching right now, this is Laura live. We'll see her later today again. I just introduced you by saying that you're jumping off walls. And oh my God, you must have heard me. I can't believe it.
That's insane. I was like, let me try to catch live. I don't know if she's still on.
And I was just saying like 2 seconds ago, and don't forget, Lara is going to be here. And I just wanted to say, just before you popped in here, I was like, and her name on Instagram and Facebook is just describing what she is. She calls herself Lara Love, and it just describes her perfectly because you cannot love her. She is amazing. I can't wait to introduce you to you fully in a couple hours, like this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern time, right? Is that?
Yep.
All right.
At 3 p.m.
3 p.m. And I can't wait to hear what you have to offer. What about moving and, you know, nurturing ourselves the right way in a natural way. So I can't wait to see you. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is people who are watching. This is a sign that connections are working. So because I just can't describe it, I'm like falling out of the sky right now. This is so amazing. Amazing. Laura, love, I love you. Thank you so much for popping on here. And yes, I mean, today really is about embracing. I just had a short meditation, and I was just talking about how this can just be the gateway to connecting to our deeper self more and finding that peace, even if it's just for a few seconds. And I just wanted to close this. I was about to close this anyways, and I'm so happy you came on here, but it was just, I'm so grateful. This day is really an amazing day. This has made my day even greater to have her just pop in here so quickly live. And yes, I can't wait to see what this day will bring. And for everybody watching, watch these videos, come back to watch Lara Love's conversation with me. And if you have any questions in the meantime, come back and we'll have a blast. I am certain of that. And so enjoy your days, and can't wait to hear your feedback on what you see, what you like, what makes you think about stuff, other things. And yay! So go on and on your days and have fun. Thank you so much, Lara.
Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
I will see everyone later.
You were perfect. It was like planned. Almost like, I mean, we can't plan this better, actually. Awesome. All right. I'll see you later, everyone. All right. Bye.